Good morning and welcome to the John DeVito Show. And I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. It is Friday, thank God. So we made it to another weekend and we are quickly moving through the month of November. Here we are on November 12th and we're quickly approaching Thanksgiving. So I wanted to do a show today talking about some of the things we can all try to be thankful for as we approach Thanksgiving and we move into the Christmas holidays as well. You know, this can be a very stressful time for a lot of people. And when you couple that with COVID and all the other things we've been through over the last 2 years, I think it's a good time for us to sit back and maybe reflect on the things that we have in our lives, the things that are good, the things that are positive. And it's important for us to all try to be optimistic every day and just be our best versions of ourselves. So without further ado, this is John DeVito, and this is the John DeVito Show. It is Friday, November 12th, 2021, and here we are already in the middle of November, and we've got kind of a rainy day here in Massachusetts. The weather has been really nice over the last couple of weeks. You know, I've been really busy with work, where I was in Rochester, New York last weekend for work, and had another trade show in Massachusetts a few days beforehand. And honestly, it felt amazing to be back out in person with customers again, you know, to be back out meeting people face to face as opposed to being on Zoom meetings. So I would say, you know, before we even get into the show, one of the things to be thankful of is that we are now getting the chance to be back, you know, face to face with people again. So that has been, you know, just a really blessing for, I think, for a lot of people. So anyway, we've got Thanksgiving coming up in a couple of weeks. I can't believe it's that soon. And then, of course, right after that, we're going to have, Christmas, obviously, in the month of December. And, you know, we have people that celebrate Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and a bunch of other, you know, holidays. But this is really, you know, the kickoff of the holiday season. And I think for a lot of us, it's very difficult sometimes to feel good about ourselves. You know, as we get into Thanksgiving and we get into Christmas, we start worrying about, you know, what gifts are we going to buy? How much can we afford? You know, are we going to be spending enough money on the people that we love? You know, are they going to feel like we love them because we spent money? And, you know, for me, the holidays really should be about so much more than just giving gifts and assessing a value to things and expecting gifts and things like that. I mean, this is really a time for us to be thankful for the many gifts that we have in our lives. And a lot of these gifts, most of these gifts, don't cost a penny. You know, they don't cost a dime. These are free. These are things that many of us have. Now, we're going to go through a list, and we may not all have all of these things on our list, but I think that we do, you know, all have to find a way to be happy with what we have, to be happy with the people that are in our lives. And, you know, again, just celebrate the many things that we do have that are positive, because I think so many of us end up living in the past. You know, we maybe missed an opportunity, we didn't do something well. You know, maybe if we'd made a different choice, our life would have gone in a different direction. And then I think a lot of other people end up worrying constantly about the future. You know, where am I going to be in 10 years? Where am I going to be in 5 years? You know, what's my life going to look like, you know, 20 years down the road? And I think when we get caught up in either living in the past or living in the future, then we are cheating ourselves out of today. So I think, you know, for everybody that may listen to this show, I hope all of you realize that the best thing you can do for yourself is just live every day to your fullest potential. Don't worry about the past. I mean, you can learn about the past. We all make mistakes. We all have paths that we wish we had chosen that we didn't choose. But you can't second guess those type of decisions, because at the time you made that decision, either you weren't ready or there was a particular reason why that choice was not the right choice at that time. So I think all of us have to learn, you know, to forget about our past. I mean, learn from it, but don't dwell on it. And again, don't focus too much on the future, because if you're focusing on the future all the time, then you're not living for today. And I think if all of us can make an effort to live for today, to have our best day every day. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to have a perfect day every day. I mean, maybe tomorrow my best day is sitting on the couch and watching football. And that's okay. It doesn't have to be something that's productive. It has to be a day that you need in that given time in your life. So, you know, that being said, you know, Thanksgiving is a special time. it is one of the holidays that I really enjoy because it's not about, commercialism. It's not about buying gifts. It's not about Black Friday. It's not like racking up $10,000 in credit card debt to buy people a bunch of things they really don't need. It's about spending time with your family, loving your family, and being happy with the people you're surrounded with. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody's family is perfect. I know everyone, out there feels that you have certain aspects of your family that are difficult, and we all have that. No one's family is perfect. No one's family really steps out of out of a Hallmark movie and is complete perfection. I mean, every family has its uniqueness, every family has its challenges. Every family is, at some point very difficult to, I guess, spend time with during certain holiday seasons. But I think what you need to do is you need to go in knowing the expectations that you have for the holiday. You have to be positive. You have to enjoy yourself. Stay away from getting into old arguments. I mean, don't argue about politics. Don't argue about religion, and stay away from, a lot of those hot button issues that maybe come up, and try to just have a pleasant, happy day spending time with the people that you love. Because let's face it, every day, is not a guarantee. I mean, this Thanksgiving may be the last time you spend a day with your grandmother or your grandfather or a parent or a sibling or a spouse. You just don't know what's going to happen in life going forward. So, try not to stress, try to relax, and let's all try to be thankful for the things that we do have. Now, I've got a pretty good list of things that we can be thankful for. And you know me, I love to read lists. But this is a good one because I think a lot of us do get stressed, and we get stressed, and before we know it, we can't wait for the holiday season to be over. And I don't like that. I mean, for me, the holiday season is supposed to be a time of the year that we all cherish. And I think we've all turned it into this hot button, stressful thing that hopefully we can maybe bounce back from and actually enjoy these times. So, number one on the list is family. Family is basically a foundation of everything. You've got grandparents, you've got parents, uncles, aunts, cousins, nephews, nieces, grandkids, and there's nothing better than going home and spending time with your family and just eating good food, having good conversation, and reliving maybe some of the good old positive memories that we all have in life. Now, again, there are times when family is difficult. There's no doubt about that. But if you can, try to go into your family situations with a positive attitude. And, if you're having a difficult time with someone, maybe move on to somebody else and try to avoid conflict if you can. But really, try to enjoy your time with your family because it is a finite thing and it's not something that you are going to have forever. So enjoy it while you can because before you know it, your grandparents won't be here, maybe your parents, maybe a spouse, maybe even children, grandchildren. So you've got to enjoy it while you have it and relish in it. Relish in it and enjoy it and just have a positive day if you can. Now, there are a lot of simple things that we don't think about in life. And I'm going to buzz through these kind of quickly because I have a long list of things that I want to talk about. But number two on the list is clean air. Be happy that we can go out, we can breathe fresh air. For me, I live in the country, and there's nothing better than going out and enjoying a nice walk with fresh air and just, kind of filling those lungs up and getting outside and enjoying like a nice stroll. And I really enjoy doing that actually on Thanksgiving morning. Now, number three would be children. If you have children in your family, now I'm a father of four, as many of you know. My children are getting older, and that's been very difficult on me. My oldest is now 19. He just turned 19 this past week. My daughter's 16. My third is 15. And then my baby is 12. When you have young children in your house, remember that you're creating memories for these children going forward. So, I mean, everything that they think about in the future, everything that the holidays become for them is something that starts when they're little, when they're enjoying Thanksgiving and Christmas with their family. So make it positive for the children. Go out there and make it special because really this time of the year for them is just magical. And now if you're older, you are the people that needs to step out and make these holidays magical for the children. Now, parents, this is a tough one for me where my wife has actually lost both of her parents and I lost my mother. So we only have my father left. He's 81 years old. He has dementia. And, everyone has a complicated relationship with their parents. I do with my parents. My wife did with her parents. And I'm sure my children feel that way about my wife and I. But again, without your parents, you wouldn't be here. Our parents, maybe, you don't see eye to eye with them, but they have sacrificed a lot to make our lives, comfortable as they can. And if you're lucky to still have your parents with you, thank them. take care of them as much as possible because they're not going to be here forever. So make sure if you get a chance to take a moment to sit down with your parents and have a nice conversation about some of the positive things that happened, in your childhood. I mean, it's not always good to talk about the negatives. Everybody has negatives, but try to reflect on the many good things maybe that your parents did, during your childhood, because I'm sure that everybody can find something that was positive. And I can say as a parent that every parent goes into parenthood thinking they're going to be the best parent on the face of the earth. And then you get in and you realize that being a parent is pretty difficult. It's not easy. So, cut your parents some slack. I'm sure they're not perfect, but I'm sure you're not perfect either. And I'm not perfect. Nobody is. And try to enjoy that time you have with them. So, in the subset of parents, you've got your moms and your dads. There's nothing better than a mother. I mean, a mother is nothing but unconditional love. And you only get one mother. You may not see eye to eye with her, but you only get one. Try to be positive and try to think about maybe some of the negative things that went into your mother's life that maybe created some issues for her when she was young. But, your mother is always like a source of comfort, or at least should be, a beacon of safety and a very positive influence on most of our lives, I'm sure. So, celebrate your mother, celebrate your father. Your dad, taught us to be strong willed. Your dad many times taught us to be fighters. My father and my mother both taught men to be gentlemen and have honor in life. Thank you for treating all mothers and daughters like queens and princesses. I mean, dads are the rock. Dads are the strength of the family. And, again, your dad eventually is not going to be here. So take some time and celebrate your father, spend some time with him, go out and play catch in the backyard with a football, just spend a little one-on-one time with your dad. Because remember, he was there for you every day. And now if you've grown up and you've moved on, that leaves a big void in your father's life and your mother's life and everybody's life. Okay. So some other simple things. Be happy that we have water, water on this planet. The human body is about 50 to 65% water, and infants are somewhere in the ballpark of 75 to 78% water. We need water in all of its forms because it keeps us alive. Rain, seawater, lakes, rivers, sweat, tears. Having access to clean water is a privilege. Many countries don't have it. So if you have it, be thankful because much of the world does not. I mean, for me, when I think of water, it's not just about drinking water. It's about going to the beach in the summer, going to the ocean, going to the lake, spending time with my family at these locations. Water is just magical. It's something we don't think about, but it's something that is just a blessing for all of us to have. All right, and number 8, friends. Friends are important. Now, not everybody has a huge group of friends. Maybe you have one friend. Maybe you've got 100 friends, but friends are good. Friends are good as long as you surround yourself with the right type of people and the right type of friends. It's good to have friends. I'm very fortunate where I have a group of friends that I've known since I was very little. And some of them go back as far as even preschool and before. So we're fortunate where every year, we get together for a guys' weekend up in Maine, and I've talked about that on the air before. And we have guys flying in from all over the country. We have text chains where we text on a regular basis, and sometimes we even do it the old-fashioned way and actually pick up a phone and talk. But I mean, spending time with friends is important. Enjoy that time, with your friends. I mean, if you're younger and you're in middle school or high school, you've got your group of friends. Just think about, what it's like after you graduate. A lot of these friends you're not going to see nearly as much and you will drift apart. So enjoy your childhood with your friends, enjoy your adulthood with your friends, and make sure that you have friends that are paddling along in your boat with you and not filling your boat up with water when you're not looking, because you want to have friends that support you. You want to have friends that celebrate your victories in life, and just make sure that you've chosen good friends. And when you have those people that are truly in your corner, spend time with them, support them, and relish the time you have with them. Because again, you never know how long a good friend is going to be with you, right? Being mobile. Now, this might be difficult for the people who are not mobile, but for people, who maybe are in a wheelchair that can't, walk around and get around, they will tell you how nice and important it is to have the ability to be able to walk or run. But even for the people that struggle, with getting around, we have things like trains, we have cars, we have planes, we have wheelchairs. And then, we also, for others, we have skateboards, we have motorcycles, we have bikes. We have a lot of ways to get around in this world, and it allows us to see a lot of different places. So being mobile is an amazing thing, and it's really something to be thankful for. That's one of the things I want to get across to everybody in this show is that we have so many things in life to be thankful for. And a lot of these things we just take for granted and we don't think about them. And this is the month where you should sit back and even make a list yourself of the things that you're thankful for, right? And just think about it and be happy and be positive and look for the little things in life, because really when it comes down to it, the little things in life are what make up life. If you don't have a lot of positive little things in your life, then it makes for a very difficult life. So enjoy the little things, enjoy the things that don't cost a lot of money, because those things really do mean a lot. Okay. Do you decorate your home? A great home decoration. I enjoy every year decorating for Halloween. I decorate for Thanksgiving and for Christmas. Now, yes, I am a man, and a lot of times people don't think of men as being the people that like to decorate for the holidays, but I do. I'm a guy that loves to decorate, and I enjoy it. And I think our house looks nice. It makes us feel festive. And we're not really doing it for anybody else. We do it for our own enjoyment. And if other people like it, great. But for us, it makes us feel good and it puts us in the mood. Now, how about love? Love is a tough one. I know that not everybody out there has found love. Love can sometimes seem like a very evil thing where if you don't have it, it seems like everybody else is in love. But love, when you find it, if it's a pure form of love, not based on materialism, not based on money, not based on having a business partnership, but it's about two people that really care about each other. Now, love could be between a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend. It could be, from a parent to a child, to in between siblings, even love between friends. I mean, love is an amazing thing. And really, if you have love in your life, and more importantly, if you have love in your heart, then I think you're going to have a good life. Because if you carry around unhappiness and you carry around sadness and if you carry around hate and if you carry around jealousy and all these different things that come along with the human condition, then you're going to have, a very unhappy life. So it's good to try to be loving, even with all the negativity in the world. I mean, we see it on the news all day, every day. Have love in your life, love other people, love a pet, love yourself. If you can go out and love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, take baby steps and work on loving yourself, because it's so important to love the person that you are, no matter how you view yourself, no matter whether you think you're imperfect, whether you don't have, you can't slam dunk a basketball, you can't, act in a movie. It doesn't matter. I mean, be happy with who you are. God made you the way he wanted you to be, and celebrate who you are, no matter what you are or who you are, and love yourself. It's very important. So this one for me isn't huge, but books, it's one thing I've been trying to get better at is reading. I'm not a great reader, so I've been trying to read more. But if you love books, if you like to read, I mean, reading books do help you escape sometimes if you're having in a difficult place. A lot of books result in movies and things like that. So read books, be happy, become more educated. And if you get a chance, read a book over the holiday when the weather is a little bit cold. All right, the next one is music. Now, music is a good one for me. I love music. I love all different types of music. I love rock. I love pop. I even like rap. I like country music. I do like some forms of classical music. I enjoy theater. And music to me is something that can break barriers amongst many different people. And it helps to make people relax, cry, or even think. And music really is kind of like a universal language. So everyone can appreciate and love music. I was thinking reggae. I love reggae also. So, music is a good way to sit back, just put the headphones on, escape from life a little bit, and just enjoy, yourself. So I'm going to run through some here that are really good. Pie is a good one on the list. I mean, who doesn't love pie? My favorite's pumpkin pie. I like custard pie, apple pie. Of course, though, I've been on my diet and I haven't been eating as much pie, but hopefully if my diet continues to go well, then I'm going to have quite a bit of pie on Thanksgiving Day. That's going to be my reward for doing well on my diet. Along with pie, desserts. Desserts are amazing. Brownies, cheesecake, chocolate cake, chocolate fondues, those are good. Even canned fruit, all kinds of desserts are just something to be thankful for. They're wonderful. They're amazing. And as long as you can eat them in moderation and not, get huge in doing so, it's a great way to celebrate. How about payday? Yesterday was payday for me. Is there anything better than having that paycheck hit your account? And maybe right now you don't have a job, maybe you're struggling right now with money, but nothing is more satisfying than being able to find a job that you enjoy doing, going out and working that job and maybe making a difference in some way to the greater good in this world. And to get paid for it is just a good feeling. It gives you self-worth. It makes you feel good about yourself. It gives you kind of an identity, and payday is a wonderful thing. And that goes, alongside with your job. I mean, I understand that not everybody has jobs. Maybe some people can't work, but even if you struggle and you can't work, if you've got some type of impairment that prevents you from doing so, trying to find a hobby, try to find somewhere where you can volunteer, where maybe you can do something to help other people, and that will give you some worth in your life and make you feel good about the things that you're doing. But a job is a great thing, and if you have one, you should be very grateful, even if it's not your dream job. So the next one, now this is a good one for me: the sun and the moon. I'm getting kind of spiritual today, but honestly, the sun and the moon, the stars, I love sitting by a campfire in the summertime and looking up into the sky and seeing all the stars and the planets and the sun and the moon, and just thinking about, maybe how many different life forms are out there, how many different civilizations there might be. I mean, nothing is more beautiful than the sun and the moon and the stars. And I think some of it also is a bit of a mystery to all of us. We don't know what's out there. And to me, it's just amazing to kind of sit and admire, what God's done up there in the sky. For me, I love seeing a sunrise, a sunset. A couple places where I've seen amazing sunsets down at Fort Myers Beach in Florida a couple years ago. We had a place that, on the west coast of Florida, where we could sit on the beach and watch the sunset every night, and it was just beautiful. We'd sit there in our chairs, and there would literally be 100 people out on the beach just watching the beautiful sunset. All the water lit up, the sky turned pink. It was just breathtakingly beautiful. And recently, I drove to a mountain that's very close to our house, and there's an auto road that goes up the mountain. And my wife and I went, and we were in my convertible, and we just sat there and watched the sunset over the mountains, which was absolutely beautiful. And we've been living here for 20 years, and we didn't even know people did that, but it was absolutely gorgeous. So, a good laugh is another one. What's better than laughing? Mistakes. Mistakes are something to be thankful for, because if you make a mistake, those are usually the bridge between inexperience and wisdom. So if you're younger and you've made mistakes, or even if you're older and you've made mistakes, don't beat yourself up over it. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes errors in their life. And if you look at a baseball player, a hitter, if they bat 300, they're in the Hall of Fame, and that means they fail 7 out of every 10 times up. So failure is a badge that we should all wear proudly. Mistakes are again a badge of something that we should be proud of. So don't let the mistakes you've made, beat you down. Everybody makes them. Embrace them and learn from them, and don't make the mistake again. Your health. I mean, this to me should be number one on the list. Health, without it, you have nothing. And I know there are people out there who are struggling with their health, but for the people that are healthy, be glad that you're healthy. Make an effort in your life to continue to be healthy. And for the people who are struggling with their health, I'm praying for you. I hope that you find a way to maybe get out of whatever you're battling right now and get back on the path to being healthy. But, if you're struggling with something that's terminal, and I know a lot of people are, just try to be grateful for the life that you've had and enjoy, time that you have left at this point. Maybe this will be a holiday for you to remember. Go out and enjoy Thanksgiving and enjoy Christmas. And instead of being sullen and sad and thinking about maybe, the outcome of what's going to happen in your life, over the next year, try to focus on having a good time with your family and making these holidays special this year. Okay. Having healthcare is another one. We're very fortunate in this country where we do have good healthcare. And I was thinking that this morning as, I'm starting a blood pressure medication, thinking how fortunate I am to have a medication that will help me lower my blood pressure. So healthcare is important. Now, if you have someone in your life, someone special, your person, the person who just gets you, it might be your partner, it might be a sister, it might be a childhood friend, but just be thankful to have at least one person in your life who knows the real you and loves you no matter what, because that's priceless. All right. Healthy relationships, be thankful for healthy relationships. They're not all healthy, but the healthy ones are the ones that help you grow and become a better person. This might be a relationship with your family, your boss, your local store owner, spouse, whatever, but just relish a healthy relationship. And if you're in a relationship that's not healthy, maybe it's time to reevaluate that and move on to one that is. Okay. Homegrown food. This is something we've embraced during the pandemic where we're now growing vegetables, where we have chickens, so we're raising our own eggs. So, whether you grow your own food or you go to a farmer's market and you can get fresh food. I mean, that's really just a blessing to think about that we all have that ability. Sunshine. Now, this is something that we really appreciate in the Northeast because we don't get a lot of it. We get a lot of cloudy days. It's raining today. We get a lot of rainy days. For the next couple of months, we're going to have a lot of snow and clouds. If you have one of those beautiful sunny days, get out, enjoy it, get that vitamin D. It can help you with depression and get out and enjoy that day. Try to instead of flipping through your phone or watching TV or playing video games, get outside, go for a walk. If you have dogs, take them for a walk. Go to the beach. Do something where you get out of the house and you really enjoy that beautiful weather. Okay. I mean, sunshine is just magical and it makes you feel great. And days like today where it's raining here, I certainly long for beautiful sunny days. We actually had one yesterday. It was really nice. So anyway, get out there and enjoy that sun. If you live in San Diego, you're used to it. It's sunny almost every day. But where I live, you have to enjoy the days when you get them. So, how about hot showers? Those are amazing. Online shopping, which is literally the best thing that's ever happened to me. Amazon, where I have a size 14 foot and I could never find shoes. And now I buy them with one click on Amazon. Online shopping is something I love, and I hate shopping in the malls. So for me, this is literally like one of the best things ever. Amazon. Reciprocated love. When you love someone and they love you back, I mean, that's a good feeling. That's unconditional love. I mean, you can even have that. It doesn't have to be with a person, it could be with a dog, it could be with a pet, but it's an amazing feeling. So hopefully, everyone out there has some unreciprocated love. How about hugs? I'm not really a touchy person, but when you're with someone you love, to get a nice hug, like a real hug that where someone is showing that they appreciate you, I mean, it really feels great. And we're going to buzz through some of these kind of quickly. Walking. I love walking. And for the people that can't get out and walk, I know it's difficult. Maybe you're in a wheelchair, maybe you struggle with walking. But for me, getting out and going on a beautiful, summer walk or fall walk or spring walk, or even in the winter, when you have snow, it's nice to get out there and just enjoy the outside, take in the nature, put the phone away and enjoy, the beauty of the world. Curiosity. I'm a very curious person. And if you have curiosity about things, it means you're still trying to learn. You're still trying to figure things out. I think curiosity is something we should all be thankful for. I love people that are curious because I'm very curious. How about Netflix? Netflix is amazing. I love Netflix. Initially, I didn't think Netflix would work, but they create amazing series. I mean, there's nothing better than sitting home and like binge watching a series on a rainy day. And Netflix is like literally one of the greatest inventions in the history of man. So I love my Netflix. Medicine, I talked about that earlier. I've got my blood pressure medication. Like some people out there, I'm on Lexapro, and that helps me moderate my moods and things like that. It makes me not be as depressed maybe as I was at one time in my life. So medicine is very helpful. And I know there's medicine out there that, help a lot of people, like medicine for my son that takes things for his autism. Medicine's pretty amazing. And it amazes me that we have scientists that are that smart that can go out and create medicine. So medicine is something that helps us live a better quality of life, helps us live longer. And it's really just an amazing thing. How about food home delivery? This is a good one, especially here in the winter when you're hungry, you have no food in the house. It's like minus 10 degrees. It's snowing. Calling that pizza delivery guy, there's nothing better. And now we have all the services where you can get food from all your restaurants. It's pretty awesome. Coffee, one of my favorites. I love my morning cup of Joe. I love my coffee. There is nothing better than my morning coffee. Oh, I can't live without it. That's one thing, no matter what I do in this new healthy lifestyle that I have, I will not give up my coffee. I can't. That is my one vice. I don't really drink. I don't smoke. I'm a good boy most of the time. I do tend to overeat, but I'm getting better at that. But I'm not giving up the coffee. Now, wine, that's not something I really enjoy, but I know a lot of people do. And if wine is something you enjoy, I say go for it, as long as it's in moderation. Vacations, oh, I love vacations. Nothing better than going to like a warm climate, going to a beach, going to the lakes, or even, I don't really like this term, but even having like a staycation where you just kind of sit home and chill out for a week. It just feels great. Rainy days. We get a lot of them here in the Northeast, and I do like rainy days. Not when I have like 2 weeks of rainy days in a row, but like today, it's raining. It's not particularly pleasant out. I'm looking out the window right now, but I'm going to do some work today, do a podcast or two around my work, and just kind of enjoy, a relaxing day where I can't do yard work and I really can't do anything. I'm just going to work and chill out and do a podcast or two and enjoy my day. How about flowers? Flowers are beautiful. We have them in my yard. I love them. Brownies. Oh, how can you not like brownies? Now, daylight savings time, I do like when we move the clocks forward and it's lighter late in the day, but I don't like it now when they actually moved it back and it gets dark at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I could do without that. Sunday sleep-ins, nothing better. I'm not a great sleeper, but I do love it when I can sleep to maybe like 8 o'clock, which for me is actually sleeping in. How about bunny rabbits? Bunny rabbits, animals, pets, anything like that are just absolutely amazing. Nothing better than pets for us. They enhance our lives. They make us feel loved. They give us unconditional love. How about catching up with old friends? Nothing better. I've been doing a lot more of that lately, trying to be better about catching up with, some of the friends from my youth. And it feels really great to see them in person as opposed to just texting and, clicking the like button on Facebook. Wi-Fi, which is pretty cool. I wouldn't be doing this podcast without it. So I do love Wi-Fi. A good champagne, I don't love champagne, but in a couple of occasions I've had really good champagne, and really good champagne does taste very good. I mean, you can buy the cheap drugstore champagne that really doesn't taste well, but I've been to a couple of weddings where they've served really good champagne and you can tell the difference. Really good champagne is delicious compared to, the cheaper stuff. How about colors? How about pets? How about food? I love food. I love it a little bit too much. That's why I've had my lifestyle change. But, there are so many things we can be thankful of. Again, we talked about vacations, kindness, binge watching TV shows, even binge reading books, which I've been trying to get better at. Now, like, I'm not admittedly a great reader, but I've been listening to audiobooks in the car, and I've been listening to some old American classics, which has been kind of cool. How about some of the simple comforts in life? A comfortable bed, a warm blanket, soft pillows, clean water. How about freedom? There's been a lot of talk in this world about the freedom that we have and the freedom that we have in this country. And freedom is something that our forefathers have fought for. It's something that people have given their lives for, so we can enjoy our lives and be free and choose where we live and choose where we work, choose how many children we want to have, etc. Freedom is an amazing thing, and it's not something to take for granted. And that's something we should all be thankful for. Modern technology is one as well. Like, I would say that some things about modern technology aren't great. I mean, I think people spend too much time with their devices in their hands, but I think also it's made our lives a lot easier in many ways. While I got off Facebook about a year ago, I did like the fact that social media has allowed me to connect with people I thought I'd never see again. Kids from elementary school. Back when I was a kid, we didn't have social media. So once you graduated high school, you just lost touch with people. And it used to make me sad that I would never be able to get in touch with some of these people I grew up with. But social media allowed me to do that, which was, very cool for me anyway. So how about a warm and hearty meal in a comfortable place, wherever that may be? That's always a great feeling. Falling leaves. I've learned to like this. I grew up in New Hampshire, and we had a house that was in the woods, and we had a ton of leaves in the yard. So our weekends consisted of raking leaves almost every weekend. But having leaves now, I enjoy it. We don't have as many in the yard that I live in now, and I do have a mower, a big ride mower where I pick them up with that, so I don't have to rake. So I've enjoyed falling leaves. And I actually went on a ride this morning. And I saw all the leaves kicking up from the car in front of me, and it's just beautiful. There's so many little things that we take for granted every day in this world that are beautiful, that are amazing, and we just look the other way and we don't see it. I think we all need to, take the blinders off, open our eyes a little bit, and enjoy the many beautiful things that we have in this world. Waking up to another day. I love mornings. I love waking up. I love getting my coffee. I watch the morning news. I get my day started off with work. I love mornings. It's my favorite part of the day. Weekends. Oh, why can't every day be a weekend, right? Weekends are mini vacations every week, unless you work on the weekends, which I did last weekend. But there's nothing better than a weekend. I mean, Sunday sometimes is tainted by Monday. I try not to let that happen, but sometimes it's inevitable. But weekends are just amazing. You got to get out and enjoy your life. How about Google? I mean, when I was a kid, search engines, things like that, they didn't exist. I mean, for me to find something that I needed, I couldn't get on my phone and look for it. I had to find an encyclopedia. I had to go to a library. So Google is just ridiculous. I mean, everything is right at your hands, all the information that you need, but you got email, you've got all these different things that come along with Google and Netscape and Yahoo and all these different sites. I mean, it's just amazing. the technology that we have and how it's made life easier in some ways. Another one is great coworkers. I'm very fortunate where I work for a great little company. I love the company I work for. I hope I retire here. And the people I work for are just literally amazing, or I work with are amazing. So I love the people I work with, and it's great being part of a small little team. How about naps? As I've gotten older, I take more and more of these, especially when I'm sitting in my recliner at night. I tend to fall asleep, but I never took naps when I was younger. But finding some time to take like a little nap is literally like finding a little pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Naps are refreshing, they're cozy, and I wake up nice and refreshed after taking my little power naps. How about forgiveness? At one point didn't talk to my father for 5 years. And honestly, when you are angry at somebody, when you are not talking to somebody, it drains your energy. It really does. So try to forgive someone this holiday season. If you have like a loved one that you haven't talked to, it is draining you emotionally and you may not know it. So try to forgive somebody. If someone wants forgiveness for you, accept the forgiveness, accept the apology, and move forward. You'll find, I think, it makes you a lot more positive person. Now, how about your blanket? A little thing, we have the most comfortable comforter ever. I love our comforter. And literally my pillows and my blanket are like literally like two of my favorite things in the world that we have. All right, we're getting into the Christmas season, holiday sales. If you can save money, that's a great thing. I'm not one that really feels that we should all spend money we can't afford for the holidays. I mean, Thanksgiving and Christmas should be about love. I would like for our family to volunteer at a soup kitchen, maybe feeding the homeless this holiday season. COVID has kind of kept us away from doing that because we're afraid of getting sick. But, a holiday sale is something good where if you need to buy, presents for your children, whatever, it's always good to save money. The internet, obviously the greatest discovery or the invention in the face of the earth. I mean, it's just amazing what we have with the internet. I lived before the internet and life was a lot different before it. In some ways it was better, but in other ways, obviously the internet's improved life in a lot of different ways. How about candles? I love holiday candles. We have like 5 in our house right now from Yankee Candle. We have pumpkin flavor. Actually, where's the one on my desk? I have one on my desk here. It's got like a balsam smell for Christmas tree. Just amazing. Your favorite hot drink, maybe like a hot cocoa, or going back to coffee. Nothing better than sitting back on a chilly day and having that hot cocoa or something to that effect, like a coffee, just to sit back and warm up. Now, how about graduating school? This is something that, the young people out there, I've already graduated high school, I've graduated college. My wife graduated medical school and went all the way through, but graduating school is such an amazing thing. And my kids are getting there. My oldest son, Matt, it was a blessing to watch him graduate high school last year. It was so unknown in his life where he had autism and so many challenges. To watch him graduate was one of the most proud moments of my life. And now, he's off in college trying to do his best there. So graduating is an amazing accomplishment, and do not sell yourself short. If you get a high school diploma, whatever it may be, that's a huge accomplishment and you should be proud of it. How about massages? I love a massage. There's a place in the mall near us where you can go in when you're in the mall and they do like massages in there. I got one day. Oh my God, it was just amazing. I need to go back for one soon again. And this is a good one too. I haven't smelled this in a long time, but how about the smell of like a newborn baby? They have this smell of purity, whatever it may be. Maybe they smell like powder. I'm not sure what it is, but something about the smell of a newborn baby, of course, that's in between diaper changes, is an amazing smell. That clean baby smell, which when, if you've had a newborn baby, that does not last long because they go through probably 20 diapers a day. How about long walks? Long walks on the beach, at a park. They don't cost anything. You watch people go by, feeling the sun, the wind, the moonlight. There's nothing better than a nice long walk. So we're going over things to be thankful for this holiday season. We're going through a big number of things. And what I'm trying to do with this show is to get people thinking that we all need to be positive. We need to alleviate the stress this holiday season and go out and enjoy ourselves and enjoy our family, and don't stress your way through the holidays. Try to enjoy it. Try to, dial down the stress value and just try to enjoy the holidays. So how about this? We don't see this too much anymore, but how about like receiving a handwritten note? I have a few friends that still do that. It's a good feeling to get one of those. I mean, I think in the days of email and text and things like that, we don't have many handwritten notes anymore, but it's really nice to get one of those. How about baby giggles? I love baby giggles. Nothing's funnier than a little baby laughing like crazy. And I mean, it literally puts the smile on your face. And I still remember one of the most difficult times in my life is I was at a wedding once, and there was a woman and her husband behind us at the wedding. Now, at this wedding, the bride and the groom were about to literally say their nuptials. They were going to give their little, speeches to each other. They were at the I do part of the wedding, and this little baby behind us started hiccuping constantly. Like there was like a hiccup like every 2 seconds. It was the cutest sound I think I've ever heard. I literally had to cover my mouth. I had tears coming down my face. I was laughing so hard. But the last thing I wanted to do was to be burst out laughing right at the most important part of this wedding. And I'll never forget that story. But nothing cuter than a baby and a baby's giggling and laughing. It's just amazing. How about chocolates? That's good. And we're going back to this again, a full pot of coffee in the morning. I agree with that 100%. How about watching children play and having fun? I used to love going to the playground and watching my kids play when they were little. We always have a lot of kids over at our house here, and I love watching the kids run around, play wiffle ball, football, swing on the swings, whatever they do. I love all of that. And it's just an amazing feeling. Amazon, we talked about that earlier. I love Amazon. It's literally like my favorite thing in the world. And I know that Jeff Bezos is taking over the world, but for me, I can click and order from my couch and I don't have to go to a store. So for me, that is a win-win. This is a good one. How about the opportunity to learn something new every day? And even at my age, I'm 53 years old. I literally learn something new every day. And life is amazing. Life shouldn't be boring. There's so much to learn. There's so much to see. There's so much to do. I mean, the amount of time we have on this planet just isn't enough. So take a chance every day to try to learn something new if you can. Another one's grandparents. We talked about them earlier. Grandparents are magical. They give you all the goodies without the discipline. So grandparents are a magical thing to have. And remember, if you have them, embrace them because you're probably not going to have them for that long. They're older and they're going to be in your life for a finite amount of time. So if you have a grandparent, call them today, tell them you love them, hug them during the holidays, and let them know how you feel because that will mean the world to them. How about headphones? I do like headphones. I have a pair on right now. I think those are great. I can listen to music when I'm out watching the baseball game or mowing my lawn. Quiet time. This is something I have not gotten enough of over the last 20 years where I've had 4 kids in my house, but I do like quiet time. But I will admit that now that I'm used to the noise in my house all the time, quiet time can feel a little bit lonely sometimes, but I think it's important for all of us to get at something. And, you know, another thing on this list, which I think is also very good, you have to realize, and everyone has to understand, that there are things in this life that you just can't control. You can't control everything in life. And there are a lot of people that are type A personalities, that are control freaks, that think they can control everything in their lives. But literally, you can't. You cannot control everything. A lot of things in this life are out of your control. And I think if you realize that, you can have a happier life because when you're trying to control everything and things aren't under your control, you feel powerless. I think if you go in knowing that you can't control everything, but you can maybe help in certain circumstances, that's a positive thing. But realize that you can't control everything. And I think in general, that's going to make you a happier person. Hearing your favorite song, nothing better than cruising in the car. And when your favorite songs comes on, you start blasting that in the car. And I'm sure I look foolish to the people driving by me, but heck, I'm singing like I'm on American Idol. So that's always a good thing. Unexpected surprises is a good one. Maybe someone comes to your house that you haven't seen in a long time. Someone picks up the phone and calls you. Nothing better than coming up with a surprise or having someone surprise you with something you did not expect, and that just kind of makes your whole day. The first signs of spring. Now that means a lot here in New England because we have long, cold winters. And in my new life, I'm trying to embrace winter. I'm trying to embrace the dark. I'm trying to embrace the cold. I'm trying to embrace the snow. But still, in New England, there is nothing better than those first few warm days where the snow's melting. You can put the windows down in your car. Oh my God, it's literally magical. And the last one I have on my list, I know it's been a long list, is just being alive. Being alive. I mean, all of us struggle in lives in our lives from time to time. All of us have challenges. All of us have responsibilities. All of us have anxiety. All of us have things that we battle on a day-to-day basis. But I think it's so important for us to be happy that we're here. Be happy with your life, whether you're rich, whether you're poor, whether you're a movie star or a custodian or whatever you are, whatever you do, be happy with who you are. Be happy with the person that looks back at you from the mirror every morning. That was one thing that my father used to say to me all the time, and I always took this as being very good advice, is, when you're in the bathroom every morning shaving, make sure that the guy looking back at you, you're proud of him. Make sure you're happy with that person that looks back at you, being yourself, obviously. So, I think that it's very important to be happy with yourself, be proud of yourself. It's okay to want more maybe than what you have, but learn to love yourself. God only made one of you, one of me. And while I'm sure in our own heads, we all feel like we're imperfect at certain times, don't let that get the best of you. Don't let it get the best of you. Don't let it beat you down. Don't let it make you feel like the world's against you. You can't succeed. You can't be happy. Be happy with the person who's staring back at you. Live a good life. Be a good person. Do nice things for other people and be thankful for the life that God has given you. Because I think that, as far as we know, we only get one and you have to make the most of it. So during this month of November, during this month of December, with Christmas coming up, I'm going to ask each and every one of you to really go out of your way to do nice things for other people. Buy a coffee for someone if you're in line, pay something forward, hold the door open, smile at somebody, write someone a handwritten note, pick up the phone and call somebody and have a nice conversation. If you're fighting with someone in your family, call up and just say, listen, I'd like for this fight to be over. Can we apologize to each other and move forward and kind of rekindle our friendship? Try to make some good things happen this Thanksgiving day, this Thanksgiving month and this Christmas month. And I think the more good things you can do, the more positive things you can do, the better you feel about yourself, the better you feel about your life. We are all going to be better because I think that we've never been a country that's been this divided, and I think it's very important that we all find a way to love each other, love ourselves, be thankful for the things that we have, no matter what they are in our lives, and just live, a life of being happy, a life of being positive, a life of being thankful, and just a life of victory. So I want to say I'm going to wrap it up now. I love all of you. I'm going to be doing some other shows like this. I hope this is something that has made you think a little bit. And again, I appreciate and I love all of you. So thank you for all the people that listen to my show. And if you could tell a few friends about my show, and I hope this episode helped you. It helps me to talk out these things. And I want to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. I love all of you. And try to enjoy this month because before we know it, we're going to be into January and the holidays will be gone. So instead of rushing through them this year, sit back, take a breath, and enjoy yourself. Okay? Have a wonderful day. Thank you from the John DeVito Show. I love all of you. Take care now.